why are you Duhlux?
So I guess I could start with just like saying that the name, fun fact, originated from a video game character, League of Legends, Lux, and
League of Legends. Okay.
but she was like a light mage, like.
If you could make sure to talk with the.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're good. Yeah. Just want to. But you were saying you got a name, the name from League of Legends as a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Okay. But you were saying, go ahead, continue.
No, yeah, so Lux, she's a light mage and blasts like lasers, and I just thought that was like really cool, like definitely me. And like anytime I would just like obliterate enemies, I would be like, it's Duhlux.
Got it. But like, why do you? So is that what made you want to DJ, or like how did you get into DJing?
Okay, so actually, what's interesting is like DJing came, I would say like about a year later after so I was like really into like audio production and like learning like sound design and engineering and programs like Logic and like Ableton, Fruity Loops. I've like played around on different like types of like DAWs basically, and I was just like messing around with different genres, like discovering just from like playing around and figuring stuff out on those functions, like I would say glitch hop, witch house, like just something different. And
right,
yeah, like then eventually I just started putting out like different tracks, like Rainbow Lab was like the very first like I would say EDM, like more house type song that was like actually inspired from like some event at the Bluebird in Reno.
Okay, shout out Bluebird in Reno.
Yeah, and like yeah, I made that song just like that one. I actually pumped out on GarageBand. Like I was 19 when I mixed and mastered that one, and yeah, I don't know. Like I stopped playing video games, like more so focusing on that, but I kept the name Duhlux, and like it felt like it just feels like it matches like my personality and just like the vision I have for like all these different types of like songs and like the genres like they get so like more melded together, and that's kind of why I just like I would say experimental bass and like freeform bass is another way that people would describe it as a lot of 808 heavy. Like, so I feel like it's very powerful.
I mean, it sounds very powerful. To be honest with you, because I'm a hip hop artist, right? So I don't necessarily know a lot about that space, but I'm interested to learn because we've had different types of DJs up here. But you said something about the vision, right? Where Duhlux kind of matches that vision. I want to go back to that vision, but before we go to that, I want to take it back like further. When did you know, forget about like the genre of music, when did you know that you were musically inclined? Like, when did that happen in your life?
Honestly, so young, like 4 or 5 years old. I was like already like attempting to read sheet music and composing my own songs and like percussion parts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like my sister, she was like 14 years older than me. My brother, 12 years older than me. They were both like guitarists and bass players, and so I would just like.
So it runs in the family a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Man. So it started at that. When did you? How did that shift from what you were doing, reading reading sheet music, not shit music, sheet music? When did it go from reading sheet music to you pick the genre of your choice? When did that speak to you?
So, oh my gosh, I would say, are you referring to like the like more now or just in general?
Well, in general, like when did you say, oh, I want to create, because it's one thing to read it. And I have friends who love like putting playlists together, but if I ask them to make a song, they're going to sing the ABCs to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when did you attempt to make music?
Oh, when I attempted. So like, I'll start with like the more like absolutely like more like age 17. I want to say I recorded like my first like song, like, and it was on GarageBand on my phone because like I was like playing guitar. Someone told me that there was an app where I could do all that, like super simple, and I was like, I want to do that. And I started out with like a punk rock, like it's like a garage punk, like kind of more LA vibes, like projects, like very like gritty, like lo-fi, like heavy reverb grunge music.
Okay, so you never thought to like sing or anything like that? That wasn't like.
Oh, I definitely have always sung like
Oh, okay,
my
I got
whole
you.
life, and yeah, no, because like I would do all those parts like the guitar, like drums, and like bass and vocals, like yeah, like it's like I definitely don't confine myself to like one genre. I just feel like it's all been like a huge like journey of different genres, and like fun fact, I definitely have a huge influence from like hip hop and rap, like from friends, my friend group in high school, like they were like all about like spin ciphers, and like they would include me in the circle, like they would be waiting for me to say something, and I was
So you would rap?
yeah, like they would be like trying to get me to go with it, and so I'd eventually like get with the hype, and they built up my confidence so I could like do that more. And it turns out like I love like poetry and stuff. I used to like doing like poems and stuff too in school, so like I just realized like rapping and all that, like I have flow with it too, and so
Yeah.
that's something where I want to include in my tracks because I mostly have instrumentals right now. I was like, I don't know why I haven't done vocals originally, but that's something that like some new music I have coming out. I'm adding more vocals to it. So
Okay. That's
yeah.
cool. So now, I'm excited to hear that you have new music coming out with vocals on it. Now I want to go back to when did you discover the music that you make now, like being a DJ, right? I mean, and again, if I'm undersimplifying what it is that you do, my apologies. So when did you discover? Oh, I actually this is what I like to do, and what I'm going to start making.
Well, so when I really got down to it, right? So like I would say, yeah, no, after I made that first like EDM like house esque track when I was 19, I kept pumping out more tracks from there, and that was like very like I was like I would say I had momentum going, so I just like wouldn't stop. I kept evolving that style, and eventually like so I would love going to like bass shows and like going to my first like bass music festival specifically, like that really like I did not know what bass music was until like the year like 2018, I want to say, and that really changed my life and got me to continue where I'm at with that now, because I definitely like I wouldn't call it dubstep because it's a little bit more like low end. I call it the low end to get down. Like that's
Okay.
like kind of like the vibe that I try to bring with like my sound too, like very 808 heavy, and that's just like kind of what I've been inspired by. I've like made a lot of friends, like internet friends through like SoundCloud, like other producers and DJs, right. And I would be the first time I ever got like uh like asked to just on the spot at a Renegade out in Tahoe, like wow. You know, people just bringing their equipment and speakers. Actually, I knew about it because a friend like he rents out his PK speakers to people, and like he was like, "Hey, I'm going out to South Lake Tahoe. There's like a Renegade party where they're gonna have my speakers. You want to come?" And it was like 8 o'clock at night. We were in Sacramento, so I was like, that's gonna be a trip, but yes, let's go. Yeah. And that's when I met like this one girl, and she was like, it was like her and like some of her like crew's like event, and she just like saw me vibing up by the front stage, and she recognized me online somehow, and I just like recently started putting out like I think one or two like DJ videos of me recording at home. And,
so like some content around your stuff. Yeah, got you.
Yeah, that's when I started like posting it more, and like she noticed me, I guess, and she remembered me, and I didn't really know who
How did that
was.
feel in that moment?
It felt really cool. I was like, wow, like she actually like she noticed that, like she was down with it, and she asked me if I wanted to like she was like, did you bring your USB? Do you want to go up there and play? And I was like, I would love to. Like, oh my gosh, yeah, that was like that kind of like
that's sick. That's great.
Yeah, it made me feel like I found like some community, and right. There's like a couple of people I met there that night that like still like really good like like friends in that community that anytime I see them at a festival or something like that we know about, it's always great to like see people.
Yeah. So that community, is that what keeps you in the genre? It's not like, let's say you were really good at it, but like you didn't connect with people. Do you still feel like you would continue to make the music that you make?
Honestly, yeah. Like I would say, like it's just something of like I don't know what else I'd be doing to be real with you. Like that's something. But like anything with music, I'm always gonna be there for it. That's what I love to do, and it's like those ideas are always flowing in me, and I love to create. And it's like no matter what, I always love to connect with people. Like when I'm like like on a stage and like seeing like everybody in front of me like vibe, and I feel like that's like the really important part of like connecting like the sound with like the audience, because like I feel like it's so important to like you got to read the room, and like that's how I connect with people. I just see everybody here, and I'm like kind of feeling the vibes, and like I feel like I just have that like I would say it's like a empathetic, like I can really like feel like the room move, and like it's cool because like you can also shift the vibe with like a different transition.
Right, like you said, it's I've always said, outside, no matter what kind of DJ you are, I've always said that a DJ's job is a lot harder than like most other artists' job, right? Like if you're coming to a hip hop show, the odds are you like hip hop. Yeah. Right. If you're coming to an R&B show, the odds are you like R&B. Yeah. So our job as an artist is to play the music. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But as a DJ, it takes one bad transition to mess up the entire vibe, no matter what you do. Oh yeah. So how did you find your way? Was it natural? Like, was it natural skill of like, oh, I know how to do X, Y, and Z, or did you have to learn a lot?
To be honest, I mean, a little bit of both. I would say like how it started was like I was at so this happened at a house party, like an after party, I want to say somewhere around Grass Valley, like I don't know where I was, but kind of around there. It was like after an event in Nevada City, and I went with a friend who knew these people, like some guy like oh yeah, so my friend like that brought me there, he was like, hey, this dude like over here has like a speaker set up, like he has like the CDJs out if you want to go play, like you can go ask him, like he's really cool. And I was like, really? Like it just kind of felt like like a like unreal like little moment, because I was like, I've never even like tried those before. Like and he was like, well, go do it. And like I know that they were encouraging me, because like I did like to produce, and like I was always like helping out with like setup and tear down at like events like locally, and like I am like I did get interested in like seeing that, and I was so confused at first, because it is a lot of stuff going on if you have no idea like what the functions of the controls are. Like someone who's like never seen like a controller like up close like that,
it's intimidating.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be a hater, right? And I'm not going to say I'm a hater because I thought your guys' job was easy. I've always thought your guys' job was difficult. I was a hater because I remember I've been writing music since I was probably 6 years old, right? Okay. And it's always difficult to write something that people can gravitate to naturally, right? Mm-hmm. But it's just difficult to write something, period. And then on top of that, after you write, you have to go in and deliver, right? So I had the naive thought of what you guys do is essentially putting sounds together that already exist. Like you don't have to go in there and make the sound. It's already made for you. Mm-hmm. So speak to, if you could, now I want to specify, I don't think that way anymore, but if you could speak to like the people who still think like I used to think, like the haters, the people who say what you guys do is easy, like what would you say to people like that?
Like I would say go ahead and stand by a controller. I'm just kidding, but like go figure it out. But I mean, no, like that's like basically that's like what I did, and I would just say like hey, like it's kind of just like if you want to have some like tech savvy like skills, like Like, I don't know. Like, would this be if they wanted to even learn, or is this just
No, I'm more so talking about like someone who has. I'm not talking about haters because haters. Who cares what a hater says, right? I'm talking about like I was naive, right? If someone is naive and they don't understand what it is you do, how would you explain it to them? Is more so what I'm asking.
I would do. Oh, like what I do with that? Okay, got you. So yeah, so I mean, honestly, I would explain it like I'm like teaching someone to like you know, because you're like standing there in front of the controller. Let's say like it's already set up, because like I mean, the setup that's a little bit more like
complex.
Yeah, like that's like I'd say beginner level is like you're already there. Like make sure you got your USB, like the unspoken but spoken like DJ rule, like especially going out to any event, even if you're not playing, always bring your USB.
Right.
Like have that on deck. And like, you know, like you start there, find a song you like or something. When I was at that house party and like that guy let me like borrow his controller to play on, like it was on like his obviously because it was just plugged in. I didn't have one ready to go yet. It was my first time even like seeing that, so like that up close. And I went through browse and tried to choose like anything in there that didn't seem intimidating, was something I knew, and like that's what I found when I saw Flying Lotus on there, and like that was just something real trippy, like like because I chose that one, and then I was trying to figure out from there like everything else, like the faders, like everything.
Just trying to figure out everything on the go.
Like there's just a lot of like I guess you say like bells and whistles, right? Like to figure out on there. But it was so fun, and like actually like I got good feedback like from that guy whose controller it was. He was like, "Whoa, you chose Flying Lotus and like you're like not an experienced DJ. Like that's pretty wild for a choice."
Right.
Like
man.
yeah.
I don't know. So explain it because I don't even. What does that mean? Like Flying Lotus? Is that like? I feel like such an old person saying, "Is that a band? Is that a sound?" Like
Flying Lotus is you know, I don't know if it's. I think it's one person, like a producer, like a EDM producer specifically. I would say they're in the like experimental bass genre. Like,
got it. Okay.
Yeah, like I would say like they're a little bit more. They're definitely underground. Like that's a lot of like that's a lot of the OG stuff I get into. Like,
yeah, you'll speak. Hold on, I have to ask. You said underground. I've always wondered this about your guys' world. Do you guys prefer underground versus mainstream, or like what is the preference there?
So honestly, I feel like it's the preference is just like, you know, there's like so many different like communities, especially so much of it being based online, and like everybody's like streaming like SoundCloud or Spotify. Like SoundCloud is really like a home base for a lot of like independent like music artists and like people trying to connect on those platforms. And I would say bass music is actually like it's been around for quite a while. Like I'd say about 20 years, but it's been like such a like unpopular genre because I feel like people are like starting to like more of it now. It's definitely grown.
Right.
And I would say like there's like a bigger fan base because more people are like getting into it and being able to express themselves. And like I kind of feel like I fell into it. Well, yeah, like just randomly one day after like that festival experience, I was like, this is like the music that I love, and I feel like I belong and I resonate in this.
That's awesome. I love no matter what kind of artist you are, that kind of story where it says like this resonates with me, like that's what every artist should strive for. That to me, that is more success than like numbers or money or anything like that. So that actually leads me back to what you were saying earlier about vision, right? So you said Duhlux fits in with your vision. What is your vision for yourself?
So like I would say that like my vision is very much like I would say it's very sparkly and a little bit like I would say I just have like a compilation of like stories and experiences in my life that I like to share with people, like based on like a lot of my mixes and like song choices and like how I want to like share that with people, and like I'm just like kind of building like a really cool, like I love to build off of community. Like I guess I'm just like I'm all about people and supporting people. Like I got like so many people that I support, and I work with like different, like I guess like crews, like different production like companies and stuff like that.
That's
Like
cool.
yeah, thank you. Like I have my own ideas too. I've been working with or at least like hoping to include more, because I also am very involved in like hip hop and like the rap scene, and that started more so in Sacramento with a certain like just like a certain group of people that throw pop outs at skate parks. They went on a tour recently, like across like California, all the way from Santa Cruz to Venice Beach.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, like
What is it? What is the group? Shout them out.
Oh yeah, shout out to Wildlife Entertainment. Pop out 916. You can look them up.
There you go. All right. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, yeah, no, it's all cool. They need a shout out. And then like yeah, so like I discovered them like 5 years ago. Um like from like we call him Zoo. Like and his name is Jordan. Like I'm like he's like a skater, like he's like a rap artist and just an artist in general. Like and like it's been really cool working under him and like Natalie. Also, shout out to Natalicious Funk. Sorry, I don't know if I can keep making these
Shout out. If you guys want to be on the show, feel free.
Yes, like
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So like the music and style of like rap and hip hop like truly like resonates with bass, and like it's because it is very like 808 heavy, very much like not as many like hi hats, and it's like more like just very bassy, and it's kind of like that. It kind of has like that old school like G funk kind of like instrumental like flavor to it. That's like the elements I like to use in my like music when I produce originals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you speaking of producing, you're talking about you have a song coming out very soon with vocals on it, right? You want to talk a little bit about that song?
Ooh, so that one, there's a couple things coming out. So the one with vocals coming out, I should. That one doesn't have like a exact date on it yet. It's gonna be. I'm giving it like June because this one's still in the works.
I get it.
Yeah, like I have like all the lyrics written down, and like I've had someone like even ask me because they've heard like one of the beats I made, and it's I guess like more like less like dubstep, and it was more like I would say a trap beat, just very like very bassy with some like wonky like elements to it, like synths and stuff.
Okay. See, then now I'm understanding more, a lot more. Yeah. But all right. So that when you say June, but you have off camera, you were talking about a song that might be coming out in February.
So this one is different than the vocal one. This one is actually a collab, and I gotta give a shout out to my girl Selenium. Like she is
that's a crazy name, by the way. Yeah. Selenium.
Like the metal, right?
I went to a school called Millennium, like Millennium Falcon.
Ooh,
so like is like Selenium like kind of a play on Millennium? I just gotta know.
You know, that is a great question. That's something. Yeah, that's something I gotta ask her. Like, I don't know.
Well, anyway, so it's a collab with Selenium.
Yep, and so we like, yeah, I don't know. One day, like, she like told me like months and months ago, like, hey, if you want to send me any stems, like, feel free. Like, we can create something. Like, I sent her, like, I don't know, like, one day. It took me like maybe a month or two to like get back to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I do want to make this. Like, I want to like collab with you and find something that works for us. And one day I just got like that Spitfire instant of like, ooh, I know what I want to do.
Gotta love when those moments come.
Yeah, and I was like, I need to do this like right now before I forget. Like I grabbed my laptop and like I started like playing with like I have a MIDI APK or MPK, excuse me.
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
Yeah.
Gotta get the right equipment.
Yeah. Like I just like was playing with like the arpeggiator. I'm really like heavy on like the experimental like styles of like just like a unique sound, like not just like like it's like wonky. That's like there's no way to describe it. You just gotta
Right.
hear it.
Yeah,
Like
I that kind of music experience where it's like I can't even begin to explain this to you. You just come to the studio and listen to what I just made.
oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
like very like low key industrial like vibes, like very just like it sounds like some alien technology.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So tell the people what you got coming up next and where they can follow you.
So right now, I would say I am looking forward to this collab between me and Selenium. It's called Find Out Why. So you're gonna want to find out why. It's coming out mid-February. I made a video which you should watch on Instagram. You can follow me, ITS Duhlux. It's Duhlux. That's my handle if you wanna.
So ITSDUHLUX.
Yes, you got it.
There you go.
Yes.
On Instagram, or you on other platforms?
So I would say right now Instagram is my mainframe. I have Threads. Haven't started using that yet, but that's going to change real soon. I'm posting that promo video that I made for the teaser for that song, Find Out Why. So getting there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Duhlux, very nice having you on the show.
Thank you.
Remember, when you think nobody's listening, somebody is.